Hey, it's Rosemary and Nonny here. How are you doing? Woo! Ooh, let's move that out of the way. So, how can you start a conversation with anyone? That's what we're talking about today. I want to give you a few conversation starters because I know this is or can be a struggle for people to get the conversation going, and then you get really uncomfortable, you walk away to the next person, or you avoid those situations where you have to start a conversation. Instead, put on your brave self and let's talk about a few topics you can bring up. Kids are a great one because if someone has kids, they're quite happy to talk about them, basically, unless, yeah, they're fed up of it. But yeah, find out how many kids they have, what kind of things that they get up to, and then you might find that they start talking and talking and talking, and you don't have to say very much because they're quite happy to regale you with tales about their children, and you just need to be interested and listen in. Education is another thing that you can talk about with people. Find out what their education level is or where they stopped, because they might feel quite proud of the fact that they didn't have a really big or a whole lot of education and they still made it. So get them talking about their education and see where they're at. So start the conversation. Hobbies. Is there something you can find that you like in common? Or can you listen ultimately? Because sometimes just the listening is all people want from you. So maybe just listen to them, talk about their hobbies, find out different things that they're into, what they're passionate about, and just be curious and build their trust by, taking an interest in things that are important to them. What do they do for work? This is usually where people start. They start with the "what do you do" question. And if you're a stay-at-home mom or whatever, you feel really horrible because somebody's asked you that question. But so that's why I'm trying to give you quite a few different ones, so you don't actually just go straight for the "what do you do" kind of thing. Why not do something different? Where are you from is another great one that you can start with, and then get people talking about that, because most people expect the "what do you do" question, but you can change it around by doing a "where are you from" question ultimately. And again, listen in. Even if you do get to talking about work, which you probably will do if it's a business networking kind of event, then yes, you will talk about work at some point. Sports. Are they into sports? You may not be into that, but you can actually still seem educated by listening in. Show an interest. You might learn something. Who knows? TVs and movies, or TV programs and movies. Woo! That's another great topic, especially if there is something really, I don't know, big going on. Then you can talk about the program. Like Walking Dead is my thing. Well, it's my thing. Well, it's my thing when it's on. I quite like Walking Dead for some strange reason, even though it's all zombies and craziness, ultimately. But yes, what do I prefer? I prefer things like Grey's Anatomy, actually, if I must watch TV, or The Good Wife. That is something else that I quite like. I'm not sure that you wanted to know that, but I thought I'd share anyway. And then I love Disney princess movies. Woo! So if you got me talking about those, well, as you can see, I start talking, and all you need to do is listen, and I just love you forever. So find out what they are into and get them talking about it. Travel. Do they like to travel, or do they dream of traveling? So maybe you can get them talking about that. Where would they like to go? Or where have they been? Okay. Pets. Oh, people love their pets, sometimes even more than they love their children. But get them talking about their pets, and you could be listening in for a long time. Okay. Music. What kind of music do they listen to? They're like Homer there. Woo! So look for common interests. Is there something you can talk about as well with them, so it sounds as though you're on the same level? Or again, listen in. Just get them talking. So what kind of music do you like? And then listen in to what they have to say about it, and just keep the conversation going with a few ums and ahs, and see, and you'll see that people will get to talking. Okay. Clubs, events, associations. Are they a member of anything? Are they proud of something? Do they volunteer somewhere? Find out. Find out about them. These are things that you can ask them about and get the conversation started. Okay? And as you're listening, of course, you're looking for things that you can praise them on. So that way they feel as though you're really listening to them. And two, yeah, they feel, if they already feel proud of their accomplishments, then you honoring that helps them, yeah, warm to you, and you want them to be warm to you. Okay. So, and listen, because you've listened in so carefully to what they're saying to you, pick out things from that and use it as a unique point of, yeah, well, thank you, you've done great with that particular thing. Okay. So be very what's the word, savvy with the use of your words by listening to what they say and then bringing back something that they're obviously quite proud of that you can say specifically about them. Again, that just sets you up as the person who people want to hang around with because you listen and you make them feel good. People just want to be around people that make them feel good. And when it comes to building your business, whether it's MLM, whether it's a regular business, you want to make people feel good, right? Because then, yeah, they're more likely to trust you, to like you, to know you, and then they will more likely buy from you, which is ultimately where all of this is leading. And whilst you're talking to them, why not try to mirror them where possible, without being creepy, of course. But just if they talk fast, talk fast. If they talk slow, talk slow. If they scratch their chin, yeah, maybe scratch your chin a little bit without being too, as I say, creepy. Okay, but it just helps people feel as if you're really engaged with them. The truth is, if you weren't even thinking about it and you are really tapping into what they're saying to you, you would be mirroring them without thinking about it. So now you just be a lot more deliberate about making sure they feel comfortable with you. Okay? And yes, talking to people is hard, as I've already mentioned. But you can use any of these ideas to get a conversation started without the general, what do you do question, which generally tends to come up. Instead, you can use something else, like I mentioned, where are you from? Or the kids, or the clubs, the education, all of that stuff can be a starting point for a conversation with someone you don't know. Okay, so keep your focus on them. And ultimately, if you would like some more tips on growing your business, on increasing your wealth as an entrepreneur, and living that purpose-driven life that ultimately everybody wants to live, yeah? Then pop over to get the free growth pack at rosemarynonnyknight.com/toolkit. And again, it's rosemarynonnyknight.com/toolkit. It's been a pleasure. It's time to fight to create the life, the business you want, because you can. Until the next time,